Hello and welcome back to another tutorial. In this video we're going to be looking at the lookup function, so not to be confused with VLOOKUP. This one is obviously without the V at the beginning, so just lookup. And looking at the C is actually just a lot simpler formula to use rather than using VLOOKUP. So we've got another number of examples to go through just to show you how easy the lookup formula is to use, and it's kind of one of those ones really that if you don't know how to use the VLOOKUP already, this might be a better option for you to start with so you can become familiar, as it only requires two parameters rather than the four that you'll see in the VLOOKUP formula. So obviously, as always with these videos, obviously you can make your own mind up to see what one you prefer to use, but we thought it was a great one just to put in there just to show you one, how it works, and two, if you didn't know about it originally, well then obviously this is a great introduction into the function. So we've got a few examples to go through just to show the flexibility of this function. So we'll jump right in and go with that first example you see in line 3. So what we have in here is in column B, C, so this little mini table here is where we're going to pull in our result based on our criteria in column B. And column E to F contains the values that we're going to look up. So as we mentioned, the lookup function is only going to require two inputs into the function. So to use the lookup function, we just type in equals lookup and an open brackets. So at first glance it can be confusing because it looks like there's two versions that you can use, but ignore that first one, we're just going to be focusing on the second one for this example, all of these examples. So all we need to do is enter, obviously, lookup, open brackets, select the value we wish to search for, do a comma, and then all we need to do is select the entire range of our data that you can see in the example, close our brackets, hit enter, and you can see the result has been brought in for us. So our search value or income was $1,000 and we want to return the tax. So we can see in our table this is actually the first one we have, so 1,000 corresponds with the $5 tax. If we were to change this and we put in here 4,000, then you can see it's going to update for us as well. Alternatively, if we enter a value that's not present in that table, so you can see everything is going up in increments of 1,000. So let's enter 3,500. You can see we now return a result of 15. So you're probably wondering, well, why does it pull back a value if it's not in there? So what it's going to do is an approximate match. So what happens is it looks down in our table and it says, okay, well 3,500 is not there. It's not 4,000, it's less than that. So what it does is then falls back to that next bit because obviously it's within the range of 3,000 to 4,000, and that's why it brings back the value of $15. So that's how we can use the lookup in that straightforward table there. The other benefit of lookup is, again, without any variation to the function, we can do this on a horizontal table, as you'll see in this second example we're now looking at in rows 11 through to 14. So the same thing here, we want to pull back the tax. So all we need to do is enter our lookup, open our brackets, select the value we wish to search for, select the range, as you can see we're doing here. Ooh. Let's go back into there. So select the range that we want to search for, as you can see there, and the close bracket at the end, hit enter, and you can see the result comes back the same. Again, let's try entering a different value. We've got, let's do 5,000. Oh, we've got 50,000 now, 5,000, so we can see it's pulled back to 25. And it's worth noticing on that moment is I entered in 50,000, obviously we haven't got 50,000, so therefore, knowing our logic, it defaulted back to the $25 for us. And having entered 5,000 now, again, we've got the correct value of $25 pulled in for us. Lastly, let's just do one more for a value what's not present, so 3,500 or 3,500. As you can see, that value is not present. It realizes that it's not 4,000, it's less than, so it's in the parameter of 3,000 to 4,000. Therefore, it falls back and gives us the value of $15. Cool, so we just now looked at how you can do a standard table and how we can also do exactly the same from a horizontal table. So in our last table here, we have an example. We're going to search for an ID number and we want to return the contact number that you see in the fourth column of obviously our table here. Very simple to do. All we need to do is go equals lookup once again, open our brackets, select the ID that we wish to search, and then we can just select our table and then close brackets and hit enter. And as you can see, we've got the value of, or the ID's C001, so it's going to pull back the contact number we have in the first row, or row 18 as it is here. If we were to change this and do it into ID number 3, you can see that our contact number is also going to update and pull through there. So the question might now be, well, what if I want to pull back a value or a piece of information that is maybe name or city? So let's go for city. So that's really simple to do as well. If we just take a copy of the formatting here, just so it looks all nice and tidy, and we'll call this one city. So this time it's exactly the same function or same formula, it's just slightly amended just to pull back the information in city. So this time when we do our lookup, open up brackets, the ID is going to be exactly the same, comma into our next part, but this time in our search criteria we're only going to go as far as where there is city. So what the basic context for this is when you're entering in your array or the range you want to look up and return values from, the first column within that range should be the ID to look up, and the last column is the value that's going to be returned. So if we only wanted name, we'd only pull back or go to the first or the second column. If we want city in this example, we go to the third, and as per our first example, we went all the way to the fourth column because that's the way we wanted information. But just to complete city, if you just go all the way just to that third one, to city, close brackets, you can see that Birmingham is now getting pulled through, what correctly responds to the ID of C003. So there you go, that's a quick look at the lookup function. If you were to do this in a better order, so rather than having maybe city here, you put city where the contact number was and swap them around, and especially if you want a name on there as well, it's a really easy formula that you could enter it once, click and drag, and it would populate the information for you if you needed it. So we hope you enjoyed that tutorial taking a look at the lookup function and the flexibility that you can have using this function. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you're notified of all our new videos as soon as they come out onto the channel. In the description to this video you will find links to our Instagram, Facebook page and our website. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us over there, or alternatively drop us a comment below this video and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video.